Hey again. So here is chapter 4 of 50 Shades of Grey, in which Grey tells Anastasia to stay away from him because he's dangerous, but then he saves her from danger when she's out drinking with Catherine and Jose. Let the nightmares begin. So, it starts with where Anastasia is in his arms after he saves her from getting hit by a cyclist, and then she's just like pleading for him to kiss her in her mind, and then he then says, "Anastasia, you should steer clear of me. I'm not the man for you," he whispers. "What? Where's this coming from?" she questions. So it's obviously an Edward Cullen warning from him, and it's just really stupid, and then he's like, "I'm gonna let you stand up and let you go," and then she's like, "No!" And then she eventually thinks to herself that he doesn't want me. He really doesn't want me. And then she like runs off and just is really sarcastic and is like, "Thanks for saving me. You didn't have to do that since obviously I need to die." And then she runs off and like breaks down in the parking garage and starts crying, and it's all kind of stupid. And then she gets back home and she's been crying and she cries some more. Anyway, so there's all that drama going on, and then she questions as she's trying to sleep. Idly, I wonder if perhaps he's celibate, which is possibly the best line of this entire chapter. Anyway, she wakes up the next morning, or maybe not the next morning. Anyway, she finishes all of her finals and whatnot, and says that that evening she might even get drunk in order to celebrate. So this will be her first time getting drunk, so of course that is the worst omen ever. So she gets home, and she finds this package. "Anna, there's a package for you." Odd. I haven't ordered anything from Amazon recently. So she opens it, and there's no sender's name or address, and she thinks it's from her family or whatever. And then she sees all of these books, these really old books, and sees a card that reads, "Why didn't you tell me there was danger? Why didn't you warn me? Ladies know what to guard against because they read novels that tell them of these tricks." So it's all cryptic and shit. And anyway, you find out that these are all first editions of Tessa the D'Urbervilles, that one book that she's really in love with, where the girl ends up getting raped. And then, like, the husband that she then marries abandons her because of it. And then she ends up dying in the end. So it's really happy and whatnot. Anyway, all this boring stuff happens afterwards, and then they decide to try and figure out what he means, and of course they can't figure it out. So they end up at this bar, and Anastasia's all drunk and stuff, and goes to get more drinks for them, but then gets distracted because she needs to go to the bathroom. So then she gets in the bathroom and she decides to call Christian Grey to drunkenly ask him why he sent her the books. And it then follows, "Anastasia, he's surprised to hear from me. Well, frankly, I'm surprised to be calling him. Then my befuddled brain registers. How does he know it's me? Why did you send me the books?" I slur at him. "Anastasia, are you okay? You sound strange." His voice is filled with concern. "I'm not the strange one, you are." There, that told him, my courage fueled by alcohol. "Anastasia, have you been drinking?" "What's it to you?" "I'm curious." "Where are you?" "In a bar." "Which bar?" He sounds exasperated. "A bar in Portland. How are you getting home?" "I'll find a way. This conversation is not going the way I expected." "Which bar are you in?" "Why did you send me the books, Christian?" "Anastasia, where are you? Tell me now." His tone is so so dictatorial, his usual control freak. Blah, blah, blah. "You're so domineering," I giggle. "Anastasia, so help me, where the fuck are you?" He's swearing at me, I giggle again. "I'm in Portland. It's a long way from Seattle." "Where in Portland?" "Good night, Christian." "Anna!" And then she hangs up, and it's just all stupid, and she feels all like happy that she managed to trick him and whatnot, and just feels stupid. Anyway, so then she decides to go out and to go get fresh air, and then Kate says, "Anna, you're such a lightweight." And she goes out, and then Jose follows her, and then he grabs her, and then he says, "Anna, please," he whispers, and now he's holding me in his arms, pulling me close. "You know I like you, Anna, please." He has one hand at the small of my back, holding me against him, the other at my chin, tipping back my head. "No, Jose, no." I push him, but he's a wall of hard muscle and I cannot shift him. His hand has slipped into my hair and he's holding my head in place. Please, Ana, cariño, he whispers against my lips. First up, I had to translate what cariño means because I don't know what that is. So I looked it up and it means something like dear or honey or just like some sort of term of affection. But I've never heard that used ever. And I live in Texas. I've dated Hispanic guys. They've never called me that once. I've heard babe and baby in English. I've heard maybe mi amor or mi corazón, but I've never heard mi cariño or anything like that. So, just a reminder, the author of this book is British, and this is what she thinks Hispanic Americans are like, and how they speak, and it makes no sense. And it really bothers me, because not only does she think that, she also says that he's the first person of his family to go to college, which is fucked up, and then she has him speaking Spanish that they probably don't use here or in Mexico, so I don't know where he's supposed to be from. But no, it doesn't make any sense. And then she's like, Jose, no, I plead. I don't want this. You are my friend, and I think I'm going to throw up, except she doesn't voice this aloud, which she probably should, because that would make him go away. And then you hear off to the side, I think the lady said no. A voice in the dark says quietly, holy shit, Christian Grey, he's here. How? Jose releases me. And then he gets really mad, or whatever, and then Anastasia starts throwing up, and then Jose goes, Dios mío, Ana. He jumps back in disgust, and it's like, no more with the Spanish. So, anyway, then Christian Grey runs over and, holds her hair back, and then it's all awkward and whatever, and skip over because it's really boring and stupid, and she's all drunk and throwing up and feels like she's going to throw up again, and then she's like, how did you find me? And he says, I tracked your phone, Anastasia. And then she's like, oh, of course you did. How is that possible? Is it legal? Stalker. My subconscious whispers at me through the cloud of tequila that's still floating in my brain, but somehow, because it's him, I don't mind. And this is where I have a problem with these books, because you have Twilight, and you have these things like 50 Shades of Grey, where these women are like, it's totally okay if this guy stalks me and, creeps me, coming into my room and shit, and, tracks me through cell phones. That's really fucking creepy. That is not okay. I would never want anyone to do that. Ever. I would feel so, my privacy would feel so invaded. Oh, no. I would have to hide. Seriously. So anyway, then he takes her back into the club and makes her drink water, all of it. And then he's like, here, I'll take you home, or I'll go take care of you or something. And she's like, no, but I have to tell Kate where I'm going. So they go in, and she can't find Kate or something. And then he leads her onto the dance floor to dance. And she's like, shit, I do not dance. And then, but apparently he can. And then she says, I can't believe that I'm following him step for step. Maybe it's because I'm drunk that I can keep up. No, this doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. So anyway, she then sees Kate and she says, oh no, Kate is making her moves. She's dancing her ass off, and she only ever does that if she likes someone, really likes someone. It means there will be 3 of us for breakfast tomorrow morning. Kate! And then she gets all worried because she sees this guy, and then Christian's like, oh hey, this is my brother Elliot, so she's totally okay. And then, of course, Anastasia thinks, I need to do the safe sex lecture, coming from a complete virgin who hasn't even held hands before, except for 3 days ago. Safe sex lecture. That's awkward. And then she passes out, and that's kind of it. And just kind of boring, and all she hears before she passes out is Christian Grey swearing fuck. Cool. So at this point, there's 4 rolling of the eyes, 16 murmurs, 14 mutters, 6 cocking of the heads, and 13 raised eyebrows. And it only gets worse from here on out. Chapter 5, some interesting and really boring shit.